Morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I don't know what it's doing at your house, but we have lightning and thunder and sprinkles, and it looks like it could just start a serious rain any minute, but I guess we shall see. If it rains, I don't get to mow today. If it doesn't rain, I'll be out mowing the yard after a while. So, our devotional this morning starts with scripture from the book of James, chapter 1, verses 5 and 6. Pray to the Father. He loves to help. You'll get his help and won't be condescended to when you ask for it. Ask boldly, believingly, without a second thought. That was a scripture. Did you notice that? The title of today's devotional is Pray Boldly, and it reads, When Martin Luther's co-worker became ill, the reformer prayed boldly for healing. I besought the Almighty with great vigor, he wrote. I attacked him with his own weapons, quoting from Scripture all the promises I could remember, that prayers should be granted, and said that he must grant my prayer, if I was henceforth to put forth faith in his promises. As John Wesley was crossing the Atlantic Ocean, contrary winds came up. When he learned that the winds were knocking the ship off course, he responded in prayer. Almighty and everlasting God, thou boldest the winds in thy fists, and sittest upon the water floods, and reignest a king forever. Command these winds and those waves that they obey thee, and take us speedily and safely to the haven whither we would go. Boy, I'm so glad we don't talk like that anymore. I get tongue-tied trying to read it. Boldness in prayer is an uncomfortable thought for many. Agonizing before God, storming heavens with prayers. Isn't such prayer irreverent, presumptuous? It would be had God not invited us to pray as such. So let us come boldly to the very throne of God and stay there to receive his mercy. Hebrews 4:16. Dare to pray boldly. Well, I gotta tell y'all, this one was an eye-opener for me this morning. I feel like at times I'm bold in my prayers. I never go to God in prayer without expecting him to respond. His word says that his word will never return void. That he hears every prayer, that he is working on our behalf all the time, that what the devil means for evil against us, that God will turn around and use for his glory. I know those things, and I pray with the assurance of all those things. But I can't remember a time when I've gone to God and said, basically, God, your word said you would do this. Now I'm going to sit right here until you do. I can't recall a time I've been quite that bold. But this kind of gives us not only permission to be that bold, but it gives us instruction to be that bold. Pray to the Father. He loves to help. You'll get his help and won't be condescended to when you ask for it. Ask boldly, believingly, without a second thought. James 1, 5, and 6. We need to all write that one down. You know, I have before gone to God and said, Lord, I know that you're able to do all things. But I don't recall a time ever saying, God, your word says you'll do it. I expect you to do it. You know, that's boldly. That's, and I got to thinking about it. Well, you know, I don't need to remind God that he said he would do these things. He remembers. But maybe what I'm needing is to remind God that I remember, that I've been studying, that I've been listening, that I've been searching the scriptures, that I've been spending time in prayer, that I've been asking for insight, that I've been asking for wisdom. God, see, I'm working. If I wasn't, I wouldn't be able to come boldly before your throne. Maybe it's a reminder for us that we have license right here, it says, to come boldly before his throne. To remind him that we remember what his word says. His word says that by his stripes we are healed. Jesus took the stripes for us so that we would have healing. And that it says that, so let us come boldly to the very throne of God and stay there to receive his mercy. That one's in Hebrews 4:16. We need to write that one down too. You know, I'm just like you in that I can read something over and over and over, and then one day it clicks. One day the pieces fall into place, and I realize something that I haven't realized before. I absolutely love every part of today's devotional except for the Old English language, which I stumble over, and that's my problem, not yours. You know, I remember the story of the soldier that came to Jesus and said, "My daughter is ill. Can you come and please? I know that you can heal her." And then the workers came and said, "Never mind, don't bother him. She's already dead." And Jesus looked at him and said, "She's not dead. She's just sleeping. Take me to her." And he had everybody leave the house except for the father, the mother, and two of the disciples. And he told the little girl to get up. And she did. And then he told her mother, he said, "Get her something to eat." Knowing that she had been apparently sick for some time, hadn't eaten, she had to be hungry. She needs something to eat. She needs to nourish her body, not just her spirit. You know, that soldier came to Jesus boldly. You know, that was not something that in his position he should have been doing. Read the story. He came boldly at his own personal risk and sacrifice to do so. And he didn't say, "Can you come please try to heal my little girl?" He said, "I know that you can heal her." That's boldness. When we go to God and say, "God, I know that you can take care of this situation. I know that you can heal whatever it is I'm asking of you. I know that you can open the doors that seem like they're slammed shut in my face. Lord, I know. And I know that your word never returns void. And so I am going to sit here and I am expecting you to move. I am saying to this mountain to be moved into the sea, and I am expecting you to throw it into the sea." Come boldly before his throne. Use his words. Remind him that you remember his words, that you've been devoted, you've been studying, you've been listening, and you are confident in his ability. So confident that you can come boldly before his throne. Dare to pray boldly. I pray you all have a wonderfully blessed day today. I gotta tell you, I'm really grateful that it didn't thunder in the last 10 minutes, because Buddy hasn't had to scare it away. Because he will, you know. That's part of his job. If there's anything I can do for anyone, please reach out and let me know. I love you all dearly. I'll talk to you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.